guys. 2 more weeks till our end of our circuit breaker. I just want to do a little update here. Since I haven't been meeting anybody other than going to classes every day, I just want to do this little update to inform how am I doing, maybe share with my family and friends. So since April, since 4th of April, I've been asked to work from home. So everything's okay. Working from home there's no issue for me. It's just that I'm not able to be more physical. I can't verify certain things because my job is an inspector. I usually have to go on site and make sure that things are actually as they commented. So I have to verify. So if I'm not able to do that, at least I have a visual report, and then I'll just verify by writing a report without going to site. But currently, because of the circuit breaker, nobody can actually go to my workplace, so I can only just keep a record, things like that. Okay, so that's my work. So ever since April, I have been taking a lot of courses, and it's very refreshing learning to update ourselves because previously I was more of a hands-on person, and working from a hands-on perspective is usually it's like if I attend a meeting, I have to actually be there, and when I want to communicate, I'm more of a physical person. I kind of like to hi, how's things and how's work, and then I would like to see it visually myself or be on site. But since COVID has happened, I think everybody has changed the way they work, and then so attending these few courses, these few days actually helps me to improve on the way I look at things because since COVID is around, I think everybody has to work in a different way. You no longer is allowed to be physical. You don't have the luxury to be actually in front of something, or if we have a cure, then maybe things will be different. But for now, I think the world has changed, and we no longer can work like we used to. So bringing back to myself, so going through all these courses recently, it helped me open up the way I think and the way I work is how we're supposed to change the way we work by actually working virtually. There's a lot of things that previously was not able to be done virtually, but I try by going to all these courses, and then it actually helps me to try to understand there's some things which actually you don't have to be virtually there, like meetings. You actually spend a lot of time having face-to-face meeting because you're waiting for this guy, you're waiting for that guy. Now there is Zoom and there is Microsoft Team. There's all these platforms of meeting virtually, but eventually I think people will start to get used to it, and then everything will go smoothly, because currently now there's network problems, and then people tend to be late for meetings and here and there. That's because we are only coming into stage 1 and stage 2 where everybody's still trying to adapt, and then where there's children running around. There's so much of interesting things having a Zoom meeting where you never manage to see actually your manager, your team wearing spaghetti stripes in their home. Far aside, this is how people are working nowadays. But I always believe that even though you are working from home, you should actually practice how you actually work in the office itself. Because even though you're at home, try to wake up exactly the same time, because when things get better, you might have problem trying to adjust yourself. So for myself, I still wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning, take my bath, prepare my stuff, my clothes. It's just that I don't wear. Usually I would wear my shirt, and then I'll iron my clothes and all. But because since I'm not gonna be doing that, I'll just wear it on my Friday clothes, like maybe a polo tee, or maybe a shirt which is a long sleeve shirt or something. But I wouldn't be wearing something too formal, because I'm still going to be working from home. I just have to prepare my documents and then answer any calls immediately. Yeah, we're still going to be working the same way. That's how I guess the world is going to be working, because since virtual is the only way now, since we don't have a cure, I guess everyone just has to adapt now. So for my side, I used to be a very hands-on person, and then because of the situation has changed, we no longer can do that physically. So being able to work virtually actually helps you to monitor and identify something by stages. You actually get to understand how things work, and then how you can actually adjust your timing to suit it. I mean, like previously you'll be like constantly stressed because this person is not doing their job, but now you are more relaxed. I mean, it's not more relaxed. I mean, as in, you you're able to see, okay, the time frame. You can create time frames. You can set schedules and then things to be done, and then everybody can do their part. I mean, you don't get to constantly bug people to finish their work. I mean, everything can be done if you have a system where it's controlled virtually by managing. So I mean, you don't have to constantly have meetings like you used to, because previously, if when I'm working in a construction site, there's always this technical meeting, there's always this consultant meeting, constantly meeting and meeting from morning until evening. Whereas I mean, now there's this Zoom, I mean, there's this virtual meeting thing. You don't actually need to go for the meeting, because some topics that does not have to do with you at all. I mean, if you're going to be discussing about um, structural issues, I mean, you're not there for the structural consultation. I mean, there's no point for you to attend, but you could still listen to the whole meeting, but you can still do other work. I mean, so this is I mean, this is a new way we work nowadays, that we don't need to actually physically be at a place for a meeting. Previously, it was very uncomfortable for me, because I was constantly going for meetings virtually and then going for classes. I mean, I used to enjoy saying, "Hey teacher, I have something to ask. Hey, hi Mr. Wong, I want to ask you this." Now you don't get to have that physical contact with them. But I realize it's the same. I mean, because even though you're learning differently, it's still the same way as learning from your from in a classroom, and from in front of your desk at home next to your bed. It's still the same thing. It's just the way you talk is via a small little camera, through a mic, through a earpiece, through a camera that goes through the internet, and all the way to that lecture's monitor. So it's the same thing. It's just that maybe there's no physical contact. And but whatever you need to learn, you still learn it. You still listen. I mean, you still understand. And then there's problem sharing. There's issues that you talk about. There's group, and there's group breakouts where you actually brainstorm. And previously, like the group of people that I used to know, I didn't really had to. I mean, I didn't really talk to them that much. But because of the situation that brought me into this group discussion thing, it's interesting, because you are behind a screen. You don't have to be uncomfortable or shy or anything. I mean, you just, whatever you need to do, just do it. And at the end of the day, the most important thing is you get your project out. I mean, that's what I learned from having these virtual meetings, having these virtual group discussions. It actually helps you to adjust, so that I start to know more and more of the people that I previously didn't know physically. And in fact, the virtual me and the physical me is too different. I mean, maybe the real person that that people can see is not approachable, but yet when I'm behind the screen, people can be a bit more approachable. I mean, we can be more funny. We can just discuss, because you don't have to be uncomfortable or feel there's this border, this thing in front, because everything is just typing, chatting. I mean, but you have to make sure there's this line of respect, because you might actually overstep someone's authority. So I mean, everybody's just still learning at this beginning stage, but I see it as something positive. Let's hope that things get better, and then we can actually have something that grows and grows and grows with us. So for me, starting this journey has been a very tough one, because eating itself is already a problem, because previously I didn't even have to bother about eating. Waking up in the morning, I didn't have to even think about what am I going to be eating. I just wake up, and then I change. You see, what I do, I wake up in the morning, I I get myself to the shower, I brush my teeth, and then after that I head over to iron my clothes, and then after that I get ready, my whatever I need to get ready. Then after that I head over to the train station, and then I reach my office, and then I go to the canteen, and then I have my breakfast, and after that I start my work. And then I don't have to care about my breakfast, and then after that followed by my lunch, because after a while when I get a bit hungry about maybe about 10 or 11 a.m. when I'm a bit hungry, and then I'll just go and get a piece of bread and then a cup of coffee. I mean, so that my engine keeps on going, because I have to have my lunch at 12 o'clock. But so a bit of coffee, and then maybe a little discussion with someone. That was what my life used to be. But since COVID-19, working from home, I do the same thing. It's just that now I sit on my chair in front of my table next to my bed. I try not to touch my bed, because the moment you touch your bed, you just feel sleepy. It's very hard to stop doing that. So the only way to do that is constantly do research online, uh, watch projects. I mean, follow up, do writing. I mean, do stuff that involves you sitting on your table. I mean, you can even do your workout. I mean, like get a dumbbell or whatever. Just work out. Just don't leave your chair or your table and lie on the bed, because when you do that, just like that, it's already evening. Yeah, because you will never notice it, because to you, you're actually still working. But the moment you lie on the bed, you will think that, okay, nothing's happening. Boss is not gonna call me. I'll just sit down and browse a bit of Facebook, and pop, you just fall asleep. It's that easy. So my best thing is try to avoid that by wearing your office wear. Maybe you don't need to wear your shoes. Maybe a pair of socks would do. I mean, just try to feel like you're working, and then try to constantly chat with people. I mean, just call up here and there. Try to be like actually you're still working. It's just that instead of being at your office, you're actually somewhere comfortable in your bedroom. So the one of the problems is when you're working at home, food you have to figure out yourself. So during my breakfast, I will have to wake up and then go and get my breakfast, and then that's where things gets a bit boring, because you have to queue for breakfast, and then remember that 1 meter apart from everyone, and then so the queue sometimes gets very long, and waiting time tends to be a bit tedious, because then you have to still rush back to start your work at 8:30 or 9 o'clock. Like, because I assign myself to courses, and my courses start at 9 o'clock, but 8:30 I usually have to be in front of my desk, because I need to check my emails. I need to make sure that everything is in order. My bosses are calling me, everything is okay, then only I know that I'm okay. But if I'm not home by 8:30, if I go out to get my breakfast and the queue is too long, I will definitely just grab something simple like a piece of bread, because you don't want to waste too much time just eating your breakfast, because you don't have the luxury to constantly go and find food, unless you have a big pantry that you prepared all your food, like your noodles or whatever you have. Then that's another story. But for me, I usually just go down to get some noodles or dim sum or whatever. I mean, just little pieces just to fill your stomach until lunchtime, which is 12 o'clock for me. And I'll just get whatever I need, and I'll just go out. So lunchtime is another issue. Sometimes I don't feel hungry after a heavy breakfast, so I just rest, and maybe I just make a cup of coffee, and then I skip my lunch, and then maybe I'll just have a heavier tea time break, maybe about 3 or 4 o'clock, because your time actually adjusts. When you have a very heavy breakfast, trust me, at 12 o'clock, if you don't move anywhere from your chair, you don't feel hungry at all. Because previously my job is constantly walking up and down everywhere. I have to inspect this room, inspect that room. It's constantly a lot of walking and reporting, and then I'll be at my desk typing reports, and then after that, then I have to, oh no, I have to go to this place to go and check that again, and I have to go away and then I have to come back again. It's a lot of walking. That's why I'm feeling hungry and thirsty. So because of now, I no longer work that way for now. I'm putting on weight, which I really seriously need to go back to cardio once the circuit breaker is over. So I have to start to get back my life, which is I have no idea when will we get back our life. So I'm hoping June will be okay. So once June is okay, then we go back to work, and then at least I'll be active back again. I get to walk, and I can breathe like a human again. Because I tell you, just climbing up my 2-story staircase up, I'm panting all the way. So I'm trying my best to try to adapt to this situation now. But if everything goes well, then we'll just be back to normal then. Yeah. So that's my story so far, and I'll try to update as much as I can. Over and out.